So for those of you in the back, there are plenty of seats still available. Please sit so we can get going this debate. Thank you very much.
Good evening. We'd like to thank you all for attending tonight's event. My name is Jeandron, and I'm here from the IBC Students for Political Awareness Club.
Good evening. My name is Josh Mercado. I'm an accountant with the CPA firm Hutchinson & Plugin, and I'm currently the chairman of the Imperial Valley Joint Chambers of Commerce.
Tonight's debate is co-sponsored by Students for Political Awareness and the Joint Chambers of the Imperial Valley. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before introducing the moderator for this event, I would like to first thank our sponsors. To the Imperial Valley Economic Development Corporation for providing the refreshments for this evening. Chips and Salsa Restaurant, which is right here in the IBC Student Lounge, for providing the coffee for this event. Alsco for providing the tablecloths. And to Winter Garden Postmasters for providing the timekeeping equipment for tonight's event. At this time, I want to introduce our moderator for this event. He is the editor of our local newspaper, the Imperial Valley Press, Mr. Brad Jennings.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for coming tonight. We've got a good crowd. It's very nice. We're going to have a nice, lively discussion tonight, I hope. So let me start by introducing our candidates. We had an earlier flip of the coin, and the first statement this evening is going to come from our candidate to my right, Mr. Manuel Perez. The candidate to my left, Mr. Jeandron. We can applaud now if we want. Now that everybody's applauded, I want everybody to know that was the last time we're going to be applauding until we're done. So keep your cheers and jeers kind of quiet while we're doing the debate. When you're done, you can cheer. I also remind everybody to turn off your cell phones. If anybody has one, I see everybody moving to turn them off. I appreciate that. The restrooms are out in the hallway. If anybody needs to go during the debate, I don't think you will because it'll be very riveting. You won't want to leave the room. There's also exits on this side if anybody needs to leave. I need to explain the rules just a little bit here, so bear with me. I'm going to do this quickly. We do have time limits. We have very strict time limits tonight. We will adhere to them. The time limits on statements, answers, rebuttals, responses will be strictly enforced. We have a timekeeper. In statements or answers that are 1 minute, there will be 2 signals given to the candidates. The first, when there's 15 seconds left. The second, a stop signal when time runs out, and the stop sign will be held up, so you'll know when to stop. And if necessary, the timekeeper shall ring a bell 2 or 3 seconds after the final stop signal, and the moderator, myself, will immediately interrupt the candidate and stop you from answering. Please stay on topic, if possible. I realize sometimes when you're running for political office, it's difficult to do that, but please try as best you can to stay on topic. And please do not interrupt one another. We'll try to give each candidate a chance to answer, so let's just try to stay on topic and keep it moving along. And finally, if you didn't hear a question, please ask me, and I'll be glad to restate it for you. All right, now our first section, tonight's debate is going to be in 3 sections. The first section is going to be we're going to start with opening statements from each of the candidates. And again, Mr. Perez has won the toss, and he will go first. So we're going to do that in just a moment. Just want to remind everybody, the second section will be questions from the audience. So I would encourage you to hand any questions that you have to the students walking around in the black t-shirts. They'll be glad to take those for you, and we will get those answered for you in the second segment. Our questions to order for tonight, he's wandering around here somewhere, I think I see him back there, is Eusebio, our bio, and our timekeeper tonight is Sky Ainsworth. So thank you. All right, so we will start with 1 minute opening statements. Mr. Perez.
Thank you for this opportunity. I want to thank the Chamber, first off, and I also want to thank the students of the Imperial Valley campus, and as well my supporters, my friends, my family for being here, supporting me in this campaign. My name is Manuel Perez, and I am your Democratic nominee for the 8th Assembly District. I come to you from humble beginnings. My parents were farm workers, in which they taught me the tool of education was the way out of poverty. They taught me that hard work and sacrifice would one day pay off, and that service was a good thing, and that if I had the opportunity to give back, to do so. I had opportunities to go on to higher education when many of my friends unfortunately did not. I went on to the University of California, Riverside, where I received a degree in political science, and later went on to the Harvard Graduate School of Education, where I received my degree in a Master's in Education with an emphasis in social policy. I'm a former school teacher, a former grassroots organizer, researcher, and currently a director of community health and advocacy. Thank you very much.
Mr. Jeandron.
I too would like to thank the students for political awareness, the Imperial County Joint Chambers, for this opportunity to tell you a little bit about myself, talk about the campaign, and contrast some of the issues between my opponent and myself. Let me start off and tell you something that's very important to me, and that's about my family. I've been married for 29 years to my wife, Vicki. I have 2 adult children. My oldest daughter lives in India. She is married. She's a part-time school teacher, and she takes care of my granddaughter, Charlotte. We have another one on the way, Claire. She'll be born November 7th, but my prediction is that it will be on Election Day. My son works for the District Attorney's Office. He's a public information officer. I just recently retired after 34 years in law enforcement as the police chief in the city of Palm Springs. I'm currently on the Palm Springs Unified School Board. I'm a marriage family therapist, so all my education is in psychology. I have a master's degree from Chapman University, and you hit me with the red. I'm done. Thank you.
Hey, you guys are good. You're staying good. I appreciate that. Our first section tonight, we're going to start with questions that each candidate will answer. Now, there will be no rebuttal in this first section. Each candidate will have 1 minute to answer each question. We prepared the questions for this round. For the next round of questions, that's when we'll take the ones submitted from the audience. And again, please turn in your questions you have to students for political awareness representatives who are around the room. Okay, now we're going to start, again, this first question is going to go first. It's a 1 minute answer to Mr. Perez. And I would like to ask the candidates too, if you could, when you're answering your question, please stand up so people that are not in the first row in the good seats can see you. Okay, the first question. Many people think that bitter partisan politics has led to a collapse of the legislative process in Sacramento. Democrats only talk to Democrats, Republicans only talk to Republicans. How will you establish a collaborative partnership in Sacramento with the other side to ensure the legislative process works for us?
Thank you. I can appreciate the question. It is our responsibility as your legislators to be your voice, to work on your behalf, to work on behalf of our district, and to always keep that in mind. We are your tool. You hired us to be there. Unfortunately, many times partisan politics does play a role. It's very important that we're there, although I may be a Democrat, that I am willing to be steadfast, be headstrong, when we're dealing with issues that are of concern to you. Sometimes that means that we have to take approaches that are unpopular to our own party. And sometimes that means that we have to take a stand against our own party. Know this, that I believe that I am a consensus builder as well as a problem solver.